So guys, in today's session, we are going to discuss about business rules. So in our previous session, we did discuss about before business rules. We started discussing about after business rule. In today's session, we are going to discuss about after business rules. Today we are going to discuss about after business rules. Okay. Well, here guys, you all know when exactly the after business rules will run. You all know when exactly the after business rules will run. After business rules run once the data gets stored successfully into the database. After business rules run once the data gets stored successfully into the database. Okay. Well, you submit the form, the before business rules will run, and the before business rules, in the before business rules, if you want to update any values, you can update any values here, and the data will get stored into the database. Data will get stored into the database, and the after business rules will run. So, well, here in the before business rule, you can update the current record. You can stop the data processing into database. You can stop the data processing into database. Okay. So here using before business rule, creating the records on another table is not a good practice. creating the record, creating the record or updating the record on another table is not a good practice. Okay. Okay. So, so what is my point here is whenever the state is set as resolved in the shipping case form, we are providing the color, category, subcategory. So attachment is mandatory. You are attaching the attachment. So once I create the record, once I create the record, after record creation, after record creation, after record creation, what I am doing is I am keeping the state as resolved. As soon as I make the state as resolved, as soon as I keep the state as resolved, okay. So it will check for resolution code and nodes, right? So it will check for resolution code and nodes. As soon as you provide the resolution code and nodes here, you click on update here. Okay. So immediately I have to update here. I have to update here. The resolved date, what time it is resolved, in the resolved by, is there any resolved by here? Just go to the resolution information. Okay. So whenever I click on resolve here, what happens? You are setting the resolution code, you are setting the resolution nodes, and after that, once you click on this OK, state is set as resolved. Once the state is set as resolved, once the state is resolved, who resolved it? Who resolved it should be populated in the resolved by. What time it is resolved should be populated in the resolved. So for that, what am I doing is, you can populate these values. You can populate these values from the UI action also. From the UI action also. From the business rule also, you can do this. So now what I am doing is, right click, configure business rules. Hmm. Populate resolution details. Okay, I am using after business rule. I am using after update, state changes to resolve. From the UI action, you are changing the state to resolve, right? State changes to resolve. So here I am doing, what I am doing is, I am guiding the shipping case table, U underscore shipping case, system ID. System ID is current system ID. Current system ID. Okay. gr dot set value, gr dot update. Okay. So here guys, how to populate the current date time using new date time. You can populate the current date time. So here you have to populate the resolved by should be populated as current logged in user. Gs dot get user ID. Okay. What happens once the state is set as resolved? Once this state is set as resolved, immediately this business rule will run. So immediately this business rule will run. Once this business rule is run, it will set the resolve time and resolved by time. So now what I am doing is I am just clicking on resolved button here. I am clicking on resolved button here. So I am providing resolution code and resolution notes and clicking on OK here. So once I click on OK, so what happens? Now the state is set as resolved. Once the state is set as resolved, here if you scroll down, business rule has run and what time it is resolved, who resolved it is updated here. You got the point? Getting my point, guys? So you clicked on the button. So you clicked on the resolve button. What has happened once you click on the resolved button? It has populated the UI page. Once you provided the values on UI page and click on OK, the state is set as resolved. Once the state is set as resolved, this business rule will run. So what did I mention here? After update, state changes to resolved or state changes to resolved. Okay. Or is resolved. You can mention. So it is better to keep changes to. Then when the state is changes to resolved, then the script will run. It is querying the shipping case table where system ID is the current system ID. And it is updating the resolve time as current time. It is updating the resolve time as current time. It is actually operating resolved by as current logged in user. So similarly, whenever I click on closed, the state will be set as closed, right? When the state changes to closed, I have to populate closed at time. Okay, I have to populate closed at time. Okay, closed at and closed nodes. So I can also, I want to show a field called closed by also. Okay. Okay. I'm creating a new business rule. What happens when the state is changed to, so if someone close this shipping case, the closed by time will be updated. If I scroll down, you can see closed at time and closed by person name is automatically populated when the state changes to closed. You getting my point, guys? Hmm? Everyone? So we are setting the state value from the action, UI action. So once I click on that button, state is setting as resolved. Once the state is resolved, once the state is updated as resolved, this business rule is running. So this business rule is actually updating the resolved by and resolved at time. And similarly, when the state changes to closed, this business rule is running. Okay. So this business rule is running. It is populating the closed at and closed by person. Okay. Okay. Um, guys, you observe one thing here. We'll go to the incident here. We'll go to the problem. So I'm creating a problem here, guys. When we are creating the problem, what we will do? Okay. So we will attach the incidents which are already created. We will attach the incidents which are already created. Okay. Okay. So what is my requirement is, whenever I resolve this problem, the associated incident state should go to resolved. I think my point. After I resolve this problem, after I resolve this problem, okay. So after I resolve this problem, the associated incidents should go to resolved state. So in the incident table, there is a field called problem field. There is a field called problem. Hmm. Yeah, here you go. There is a problem field. Okay. So if you go to the, let me just take this problem number. Okay, you can see here, there is a problem field in the incident form. There is a problem field on the incident form. Okay, whenever you attach an incident to the problem, the problem number will be updated in this particular field. So this particular problem, in this problem you have attached 100 incidents, right? You have attached 100 incidents, right? In all the 100 incidents, 50 incidents you attach, right? In all the 50 incidents, the problem number is populated. The problem number is populated. So that means these 50 incidents are attached with this particular problem. These 50 incidents are attached to this particular problem. So that is what I have done here. So to this particular problem, we have attached these 50 incidents. You can see these 50 incidents we attach to this particular problem. Okay. So whenever this problem is resolved, at the database, so then what I have to do, I have to resolve all these incidents. So for that, what we have to do, we have to write a business rule on the problem table. right click, configure business rules. I think I already wrote one business rule, look like. Okay. So what is this about state changes? This is not the one. I am creating a new business rule. So my requirement is when the problem is resolved, all the associated incidents should be resolved. All the associated incidents should be resolved. I am using after business rule here. Once a problem is resolved at the database, not before. Before resolved, after resolved. Once it is resolved on the database, then I have to run this one. State changes to resolve. Okay. So I am querying the incident table. Here there is a field called problem ID, the incident table. Problem ID is current dot system ID. Current dot this ID. So problem ID field is a reference field which is referencing problem table. So I am actually querying the incidents where problem ID is current problem. Okay. So you will have to loop through each record using while loop. Okay. gr dot set value. State comma resolve gr dot set value. Okay. So now what I am doing is I am clicking on SS here. So you can see here, once I click on state resolve here, the state will be set as resolved. Once the state is set as resolved, this business rule will run. This business rule will carry all the incidents where problem is the current problem. It will keep the state as resolved. It will keep the close code as solution provided and close notes as closed by problem, something like that. So I'm just clicking on resolve here. As soon as I click on resolve, state will be set as resolved. So here the business rule is running. The business rule should make all the incidents state to resolve. Few are left. Why few are left? Maybe some data policy exceptions. Maybe because of some data policy exceptions, guys. So in that case, what we will do is we will run this script in the background. We will see what is exactly causing this script issue. Problem system ID I am taking. Total 50 incidents are updated. To this associated problem, all the incidents are resolved. Why is it not running from here? The state changes to resolved. Problem ID. The incident field, there is a field called problem ID. I am querying with the current system ID. So you are able to understand, right, the requirement here. Everyone, when I close the problem here, when I change the problem state to resolved, immediately the after business rule will run. Once the after business rule has run, it is querying the incidents which are associated to this particular problem. It is keeping the state as resolved. It is keeping the close code as solution provided. It is keeping the close notes as solution provided by problem. Okay. So close code means this one, close notes means this one. So similarly, let us say this incident has associated incident tasks. So this incident has associated incident tasks. Whenever this incident is closed, so whenever this incident is set as closed, immediately the incident task also should get closed. So immediately the incident task also should get closed. In that case, what I have to do? I have to write a after business rule on the incident table. You can see I have already written a business rule. Whenever the state changes to closed, Okay. When our state changes to closed, what I am doing, I am closing the problem. Huh? Okay, this is fine. So whenever we close this incident, associated problem, we are actually closing it automatically. There is a problem associated, right? We are closing it automatically. So that is what this business rule is about. So we are querying the problem with the current problem ID, and we are actually keeping the state as 107. We are updating the record. So similarly, whenever the state is closed, whenever the state is incident is closed, so I have to close the associated incident task. Okay, I have to close the associated incident task. Then what I am doing is I am writing a business rule. This only I am writing here because when the state is closed, it should close the problem. It should close the incident task also, right? We can write it here. There is an incident field in the incident task. Okay. So here there is a mistake, guys. Here, what is that mistake, guys? Can you identify? There is a mistake in the script. There is a mistake here, guys. Can you guys tell me here? So here also I have used gr object. Here also I have used gr object. System will get confused. So you can change it to I'm changing it to gr task. Okay, then it won't be an issue. So what happens whenever you close this incident? I'm just closing the state as closed. As soon as I keep the state as closed and update this one. Okay. Okay. The associated problem will be closed. Okay. The associated problem will be closed. What is the associated problem here? The associated problem is closed. Similarly, the associated incident task is closed or not, we'll check here. The associated incident task is also closed here. Okay. Getting my point, guys? Everyone? So similarly, if you go to the user table, Whenever user account become inactive, let us say there is a user account. This is a user account. This user account become inactive. Once this user become inactive, this guy must be removed from all the group that he is associated. If he is member of any group, he should be removed from the group automatically. Whenever the user account become inactive, he should be removed from all the groups. So for that, I have to write a business rule. For that, I have to write a business rule. Right click, configure, go to business rules. Okay. I am writing a business rule here. So when the user become inactive, so that means once the user become inactive at the database, okay, once the user become inactive at the database, remove all after update state is sorry active false, active changes to false. So now what I am doing is I have to delete the member from all the groups. Okay. So all the group members are stored in the group member table. There is a group member table. In this group member table, all the group members are stored. So deleting the group member is nothing but removing the member from the group. Deleting the group member record. Deleting the group member record is nothing but removing the member from the group. Now what I am doing is where is user is current user, current dot sysid. Okay. So if there are many groups, you will use while loop. What you do is you will use gr dot delete record. So if a member become inactive, what am I doing? I'm actually deleting, I'm removing member from all the groups using scripting. So now I have written a business rule on the user table. See here, I have written a business rule on the user table. Okay. So now what I am doing is, let me just refresh this one. So he is actually part of 6 groups, guys. I'm just making him active. As soon as he becomes inactive at the database, he will be removed from all the groups. Okay, he is removed from all the groups here. You can see, is he member of any group now? Is he member of any group now? So once the user become inactive, I removed him from all the groups. You are getting my point, guys? After business rule, how the after business rules are working? Okay, very good. So whenever a user inactivated, if user have any incident, all the incidents should be assigned to his manager. Very good, very good. Yes. So what we can do is once user is inactivated, that means once user is inactivated means so after After active changes to false, that means I have to write a business rule on the user table. So in the user table, what I have to do? In the user table, I have to write a glide record on incident table. Dr. RGR. So I am querying the incident table where assigned to is current logged in user. So assigned to is current system ID. I am querying the incident table where assigned to is current system ID. Those incidents should be assigned to his manager, right? Br dot set value assigned comma to comma. Here you have to use dot walking method. Br dot assigned to br dot gr dot uh, not gr dot current dot. You can use current dot manager. You can use current dot manager. Assign to manager, right? Assign to manager, right? Here we have to assign for them. Should be assigned to his manager. So assign to manager means then we have to use mm, assign to manager and current manager. So assign to manager and current manager both are same, right? Then gr dot date. So here what I am doing, I am querying the incidents which are associated to the inactivated user. I am assigning it to his manager. Getting my point? So here I will write a logic. After update active changes to false his manager. So what happens? It will query the incidents which are assigned to the inactivated user. Okay, inactivated user, and all the inactivated incidents will be assigned to. Here you have to use while here. All the inactivated incidents, all the incidents will be assigned to inactivated user manager, and you are updating the record using gr.update. Okay, so we'll take any user here. Uday Bhaskar. Uday Bhaskar. So if Uday Bhaskar has any associated incident, we'll see. So Uday Bhaskar has no manager. We will add manager, Uday Bhaskar manager. I'm adding Amol as Uday Bhaskar manager. Now what I am doing is this guy. So no incident is associated to Uday Bhaskar. Let me assign some incidents to Uday Bhaskar. Let me make Uday Bhaskar user account as inactive. What is after delete? Not after delete. After record is false. Okay. Once the user account is made as false, after update, not after delete, after update. So you are updating you are doing an update. You are changing the state to false. That is an update. That is not a delete. So then you are actually querying the incident table where assigned to is a current record. Then you are actually keeping in the assigned to state as current record manager. Getting my point? Everyone? So you guys are clear, right? When exactly the after business rule is running? So after farm submission, the before business rules are running. Once the state is resolved, once the state is closed, once the state is resolved, you are updating the resolve time and resolved resolution code and the resolution resolved by and resolved time. Once the state is closed at the database, then you are populating closed time and closed by person. Once you set the state as resolved, then you are closing the associated incidents. Once you close the state at the database, after that you are actually closing the associated incident task. Once the user is inactive at the database level, then you are actually removing the group members from the group. Once you make the state as once you make the state as once you make the active false at the database level, then you are actually changing the all incidents which are associated to him. You are actually updating him, updating the manager name in the assigned to field. So that means after database, once the data gets stored into the database, then the after business rules are running. So now today I have created all after business rules here. Getting my point, everyone? Any questions from anyone, guys?
Yeah, Uday. I mean, today's session, I am clear, Uday. But yesterday, I have tried to create the before business rule, and actually, I didn't done anything, but only I kept the alert message. But that is not working for me. Can you check once, Uday? I will share. I'm sharing my screen.
Alerts will not work in the business rules. Yeah.
Okay.
Alerts will not work in the business rules because alert is a client side script.
Yes.
Yeah, you can share your screen. So don't write alert here. Use gs.log here. Hmm. and write any message here. Is that field name current dot short description? Is that field name correct? Right, right. Correct. No, you didn't add any message, right? If you can add any message, it will be easy for you to. So what is the issue here, Anil? What is the issue here? Anil, what is the issue here? I'm asking. Hello. I think you are speaking on mute.
Hello,
Yeah,
are you
Anil.
able to hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, here what I am thinking is I need to observe, right, it is working or not. That's why I'm keeping the GS log here, but I am unable to find here. I'm unable to find the issue. What is the what is the issue for this one?
Go to the business rule. Go to the business rule. Go to the when to
Yes.
run tab. When to run tab. Okay. Before insert or update, you selected. Okay. Okay. Go to the
And
advanced
I
tab.
have kept all the client scripts are false today.
No need
Yes.
to keep it false. Go to the advanced tab. Copy the text. ADD added here, something like that. Copy the text.
This one, okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm copied it.
Go to the system logs. In the message, type star star.
Okay, 1 second. Yeah, type today.
Yeah, hit enter.
No, I'm unable. Yeah, I have done.
Let it run. There are so many logs, right? No, let it run. Na. So the business rule is not working is what you mean to say?
Yes, Uday.
So you're not able to get into before business rule.
Yes.
Like use GS dot information message, GS dot error message. Comment the above line. GS dot, use dot. Not GS dot info, GS dot add information message. Add information. Write some message in that. Okay, scroll down, scroll down, scroll down. The script to scroll down. Okay, copy that. Save it, save it.
Yeah, this one, right? You're saying testing.
No, don't need to save that. Okay.
Yeah.
Now go to the form and update something.
Yeah, I'm doing one second.
సో ఇక్కడ రన్ అవుతుంది కదా చూసావా స్క్రీన్ మీద లాక్స్ లో కాదు ఫామ్ మీదకి వెళ్ళి ఒకసారి టెస్టింగ్ అని ఫిట్ చేసి చూసావా
Sorry, Uday.
అక్కడ ఫస్ట్ లో
Testing. Okay.
దట్ మీన్స్ బిజినెస్ రూల్ ఇస్ రన్నింగ్ ఓకే
Okay.
Okay, fine. You can do it from now. Okay.
Okay. Uday. And yes. And another thing, yesterday we told you one issue, right, Uday, regarding the dates. Future date. Actually, if you are converting to the date, then it's working fine. Uday. Without conversion to the date, it is not working to me.
What is without conversion?
Because we have the time also right here. No. Here we are getting the date time also, right? Date as well as time. But if you are removing the time, only if you are comparing with the date, it's working fine. Uday. Now, just yesterday I have tried with that one.
Okay.
Yeah, if you are converted to the date, it's working fine for now.
Okay, fine then. Yeah. Okay. Keep up your good work, Anil.
Okay. Okay, Uday. Thank you.
See you there in 10 minutes.
Yeah, thank you, Uday. Thank you all.